The DME for our engine is located right here underneath this plastic cover. You have to remove that cover and then the DME will be readily visible. There are other versions of the 328 where it's located over here in the upper left-hand corner underneath several covers. So you have to remove several plastic components before you can see the DME, and it's mounted vertically over in the center underneath the engine cover. That unit is mounted horizontally. Okay, today we're going to be reading a DME. We're wanting to get the ISN number from this DME. This DME is from a 2012, a late model 2012 BMW 328i, and that's a split year. And so earlier in the year, it could be a CAS. This unit is an FEM module with a DME. And what we're wanting to do here is we want to read the ISN number from the DME, so that, which is the password, so that we can write the keys to the FEM module. So if you look right here on these pins have a very distinct pattern to them. There's multiple versions of these DMEs, and so what you got to do is you got to go through each one. If you don't know which one it is, you have to go through each of them to determine which one. I'm going to show you how to do that now initially. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go to BMW, connect. We're going to go manual selection. This is a 3 Series, and it's an F30. So we're all set there. We're going to go to control unit. Then we're going to go to engine, because we're going to be reading the engine DME here. So we're going to go to engine. We're going to go direct, because we're not reading it from the OBD. We're reading it from the bench. And this is an F chassis. This is a Bosch. I've already looked through Siemens. And so what we're wanting to do is we want to read that ISN number. That ISN number is what's going to allow us to write keys to the FEM module. So here we go. We're going to read that. Oh no, what do you do here? There's a lot of them. So what we can do is we can go through and look at each one. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's clearly 6 here, and it doesn't match the pattern. So that's not it. So we're going to escape out of that. And what you may end up doing, which is the same thing I had to do, is I had to go through each one of these. Oh, that's not it. Looks nothing like that, correct? So we're gonna escape out of this because we accidentally went too far. Ours is this one right here. There's no markings here that tell us which one this is, so we had to match it up. So I'm gonna click that here. I'm gonna go down, and roughly it matches our pattern. There's 6 junction boxes. 1, 2, 3. There's 6 there, and the center pattern. You have to look real closely. It'll tell you which one it is. So on this one, if I look right here, there's these 4, these 3, and these 4. And there's 7 of them that match that. But if you look real closely, you can see those 3 in the middle, the 4 on the bottom, and then the 4 on the top. Several of them look very similar to this, but they'll be missing the row on the top. Then if we go over here to the right, in this row right here, there's 2 on the right and 1 on the left. And you see right there, there's 2 on the right and 1 on the left. And if you go through each of the others, they completely match up. So this is our correct DME, and that's what we're going to choose. So what we're going to do is we're going to pin this up real quick. And if we see down here, we're going to use the DB15. We're going to connect that to our G-box, and we're going to route in 12 volts. And then we're going to connect this lead over to our XP400. and then that in turn is going to connect to our 508. So let me get this all pinned up, and then we'll cut right back to it, and then we'll go into the process of reading the DME in order to get the ISN. Okay, we now have everything hooked up correctly. We have our DB15 hooked to the appropriate points on the DME. We've double checked that. Here, there's a couple points. This is your white right here, and this is your gray right here. If you look down here on your chart, the T1, which is white, is connected to this B box, and the T3, which is gray, is connected to the A box. As you can see right here, we have gray and then white. Now, double checked everything there, and we have the DB15 hooked up to the G box. And I misspoke earlier. We're going to have our OBD line hooked directly up to the 508, and there is no XP400 in this setup. So now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 12 volts to the G box, and then I'm going to start going through the screens for us to collect the ISN number from our DME. Okay, so now we're hooking up our G box. We have a tone and we have a green light, so we're properly hooked up. We'll go ahead and hit OK. We're ready to go. So what we're going to do now is we're not going to write, we're just going to read. And we have one more thing we have to. Okay, here we go to the next step. Communication. It's loading. Complete. We're going to save this, and we're going to create a new folder. We're going to go it's a little misleading. We're going to 328 BMW, that 730 is the date. Go in there, and then we're going to save this data. There you go. There's our ISN number. So we're going to input this number into the FEM module as we're starting the key writing process. So this is the complete process. Our job is done. We're going to hit OK. I'm going to take a picture of that, and then we'll disconnect everything, and that's all there is to reading the reading the DME.